Welcome to our show. We're heating up the stove. Here to help you relax and keeping it real. We got the best guest. You cannot miss the gist. So come and join us in cooking up a dish. Hey, yeah, relax, just enjoy. We're here to relax, just enjoy.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Relax, Chop, Enjoy, all the way from London, England. Yes, we have an exciting show today. Today we're going to talk about I have all this talent and I want to blow. That information is coming to you today. Before I get started today, I want to take a minute because I've been here for about 2 weeks and thank all my folks from London, UK. I had such a wonderful time. All the support, love, and encouragement. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you, everyone. And you know who you are that I'm thanking, okay? Especially for this past weekend. So for our show today, we have one of the gatekeepers and ambassadors of Afrobeats. Afrobeats, yes, for all of you who believe you have talent. Now you know, I know I don't have talent, but for those of you who believe you have talent, you want to achieve success, aka you want to blow. You need to shut down everything you're doing. Take that your phone, turn it off, close your laptop, and listen. Listen, we have something really important to tell you today. We're going to tackle the essential ingredients that you need to take that your talent from local champion level. Like me, I can sing in the shower, but we're not talking about me today. We're talking about those people that have small talents and they are local champions, and you need to get to international sensation. From local champion to international sensation. So, for today's show, we are going to give you the tips that you need to take that your brand from 0 to 100. Okay? Everybody doesn't start out at 0. Wherever you are between 0 and 80, we're going to give you what you need to get to 100 and above. Okay? So, I myself must say this, I must confess, because I just started my show. I have a lot to learn as well. And I have been like I am so nervous. I'm probably going to make a lot of mistakes today because of who I have today, because I really actually respect him a lot. I am even going to be getting some of those gems that he's going to be throwing our way today, okay? So get your pen and paper together, because today is going to be on and popping, okay? For today's show, we are blessed to have Adesope Olajide, Energy God. Yes, you've heard it right. I have Shopsydoo in the house today. Shopsydoo is an award-winning media personality and a key influencer of Afrobeats. His radio and TV career spans over 20 years, a lot of experience. And most recently, he started a weekly podcast on Afropop and Afrobeats culture. Shopsydoo lives and breathes Afrobeats, okay? There's no concert, no big event going on that has Afrobeats tagged to it that you're not gonna see this man. He's graced the stage with the who is who in Afrobeats. Hence his nickname, Energy God, Energy God. So I'm honored to have my brother Shopsydoo on the show today. So let's go ahead and welcome him.
What's going on, people? My name is Adesope Olajide, aka Shopsydoo, aka the Energy God, and I'm proud to be here, honored in fact, to be a guest on Relax, Chop, and Enjoy with Didi Aswama. Make sure you relax, chop, and enjoy. Don't go nowhere. Keep it here.
Okay, so I make you bow. Bless me, Energy God, bless me.
A serious introduction. I really appreciate it, my sister. Nice to be here with you.
I'm so excited to have you. I'm so excited. Like, okay, I'm not gonna, be a fan and start doing crazy things.
This is family stuff.
I'm just gonna breathe. Take a minute to breathe.
You're doing amazing already. You're doing amazing already. The introduction, the presentation. Listen, you the 20 years you gave me, You look like you've been doing it for just as long.
No. I just started doing this. I'm a baby, infant,
Well, you did
small
well.
bikini.
It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me.
I am so happy to have you. And really, you are one of those key influencers when it comes to Afrobeats. And I just really want to get into our conversation
Please,
today.
let's do it.
So we have a show where we are gonna chat.
Yep.
We're gonna cook.
Yep.
Okay. So for today's show, we're cooking afang soup. And we're gonna have Brother Shokwe taste it later.
Ooh, we're going in.
God help me. So let's walk through the ingredients.
Yep.
Because afang takes a long time to cook,
Yeah.
I went ahead and did some prep work cooking the meats and getting things ready so that we can focus more on conversation.
Absolutely.
So the ingredients here, normally you have to start cooking with your meat.
Yep.
You can put like some stockfish. You can add some dry fish.
Yep.
It all really depends on how, different types of
ingredients that
meat
you want to-
you want to eat. And then once you've gotten your stock together, you mix the meat stock and the dry fish stock, and then you fry your spinach.
Wow.
If you're back home, you have water leaf. So some people can use water leaf, or if you have both, you can mix it if you want to. You fry it in red oil. And then you have your afang. Your afang, you can either pound it
Yeah.
or blend it. And you want it to be in this kind of, in my language, it's this, it gets, it's really, really rich and mushy. Sorry, I don't have the right vernacular.
So it's almost like a paper mache.
Yeah, exactly.
Paper mache.
Yes, and you don't want water, so you have to strain it
Okay.
to remove all the water, because afang soup does not like water. You have your crayfish, so now I'm gonna blend everything while we start.
Let's do it.
All right, have a seat, have a seat,
Let's
have
do
a
it.
seat.
Let's do it.
He's such a...
Let's do it.
Now, one of my brothers would have been like, what are you doing? Go ahead and cook the food, and that's it.
Nah.
But while I put all this together,
Yes.
let's start picking your brain.
Please.
But before that, some folks may not know who you are.
Yes.
So I want you to talk about why you're so passionate about Afrobeats.
Well,
Why?
I think for me, just as you said, I've been in and around Afrobeats, Afropop culture for near enough 2 decades now. For me, the pride and the passion about the culture really stems from an identity, wanting to feel a part of something. At the time when I moved into the UK, even though we're Africans and we emigrated here.
Yeah.
So at that time, the African pride was not as strong. So even second generation Africans that were born and raised here, a lot of them they didn't want to necessarily kind of
Identify with that is so true.
So the music that was popping was dancehall, grime, hip hop, R&B. Yes, we grew up on reggae, hip hop, R&B back in Nigeria. But when you travel far away from Nigeria, the first things that you miss will be your food.
That's true.
Your music.
That's true.
Parts of your culture.
That's true.
And the music stood out to us. And at that time, the only places you could listen to the music was either you went to like a naming ceremony, wedding party, or some sort of African function that Africans were going to be present at. Outside of those rooms, we don't get to listen to the music. So we didn't hear it at clubs, we didn't hear it on radio, we didn't hear it anywhere.
That's true.
So, once that was the case, we started to look at little areas where, little groups of parties and stuff like that where we could celebrate ourselves. And then an opportunity came for me to be on a pirate radio station that was solely broadcasting in a very small area in South London called Peckham, where a lot of Africans actually emigrate to. Peckham is the hub of Nigeria in London. Like that's where every African almost emigrated to before they spread out into the country. So when I had that opportunity, this is a dream come true. So this is now me having an opportunity to not only listen to my African music, but also play it to the couple hundred people that were logged on to the pirate radio station.
Wow.
And from the minute I started that, we had online presence at the time, so the website, and people could ring in.
Ah.
And it instantly showed that I was not the only person that wanted to listen to this music. There were a lot of people like myself who were just as excited to turn on the radio and listen to a two-face Idibia that they were listening to back home. Remember, a huge percentage of us were immigrants, born and raised in Nigeria, had gone to university.
Yep, so that's all we know.
Exactly. So a lot of our growing up years, our teenage years, is that music. Now we move here and it's not existent.
That's all your formative years.
Exactly.
That's what you know.
So from that moment, the light bulb switched on. The fact that, one, this music is my identity. It makes me feel a part of a community. And then it also makes other people feel the same way too. And that's where the pride and the passion comes from,
Wow.
And so rather than trying to be accepted into other genres or cultures or trying to be who I wasn't, maybe a fake Jamaican or fake African American.
But reggae was reigning back then.
Yeah, but so a lot of the Africans, a lot of the Nigerians were Jafacans.
What did you call them?
Jafacans. We were trying to be
Jamaicans, I love it.
Rather than trying to fit into those boxes, at the beginning, that instantly gave me my identity back and something I could be a part of. So rather than try to be hiding, I could be myself. Straight away, it was a win-win thing for me.
No, that is so amazing. And you bring back such memories for me as a kid coming back here and just kind of feeling lost, like out of place and not really belonging to any particular community at all. And kind of looking for, okay, where's my spot? Who am I going to be part of? Yeah. No, that is amazing. So many memories. Okay, so you talked about a lot of things that takes it like way back. The origins of Afrobeats being transported across the ocean. Today is a different story.
Facts.
Today, it's like my Iranian friend is listening to CK telling me, oh my God, I'm on my Peloton. And I'm like, it's so good. Oh my God. It's everywhere.
Yes.
Why do you think that's happening now? What was the driver? Why didn't it happen back then? Because really the sound is Afrobeat sound.
Yes. It's exactly the reason why I started. It's now a lot more people feeling comfortable finally identifying with their roots and their culture. What we've always had that a lot of people ignored was numbers. As Nigerians or Africans, we've always had numbers. But because people went into other communities and just tried to fit in and keep quiet and not really fly their flag so high, you wouldn't even know that this brother is Cameroonian or Nigerian or Congolese or Ghanaian unless they told you that that's where they are from. So
that is true, actually.
Going back 2 decades of starting to promote the music here in the UK, and slowly but surely, the immigrants, those that immigrated from Nigeria and Ghana, started to become the loudest ones in the room. Because now you're basically playing the music that they've just come from. So they're happy about it. Now, it slowly starts to build national and Pan-African pride amongst second-generation Africans that were born and raised here. Remember, a lot of people also listen to the music in their homes. Their parents played it.
That is true.
Just
Highlight
go outside.
was Ami Sonia Day, like what
But
are
they
we
just
talking
wouldn't
about?
go to school or university and try to spread the word. When they step out of the room, they're hip-hop, they grind, they dancehall.
Dancehall, yeah.
But now, with the growth of Afrobeats and the successes that we've had over the last decade, particularly when people started to see some of the young artists like Wizkid and D'banj and all of these guys that had similarities to the international urban artists. They looked the same, they dressed the same, they had the same swag, they had the same star power. They were selling out venues and arenas in different countries. Slowly but surely, the pride started to grow, which meant the numbers of people identifying increased. Now, it takes us back to the first answer. We already had numbers that were lying quietly in the communities.
You did say that.
So now that everybody was becoming confident, those dormant numbers started to come out of the room and started to promote the music even further. Whilst doing that, we started to invite our family and friends who were not of African origin or heard the music before to our weddings, our birthdays, our naming ceremonies. They look at how excited we are when the music comes on, and some people just go up vibe and energy. So we started to recruit ambassadors that had nothing to do with the culture. Now, the numbers continue to grow. We've now left, people like myself now left pirate radio station. We got on mainstream radio station. We got on television in the UK. The social media exploded. Facebook, YouTube.
It just went crazy. I'm telling you, I was in university and I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm just like, and I was in San Francisco. And I remember the first time I like heard Afrobeats mainstream on the radio. And I was like, wait a minute.
What's going on?
Are they really playing Naija music on the radio?
There's a term that I use, a phrase that I use nowadays for everybody, and it's very simple. I say, everybody's available to be influenced on social media now, including the powers that be. And those powers that be could easily be a program director, a Power 105, or V105, or Hot 97. He was on Instagram, he saw a viral video with some girls dancing, really excited, crowd going crazy. He said, what music are they listening to? He clicks into it, does a little 2-3 minute extra research, finds out it's a song called, song from a genre about Afrobeats. And he brings that to the table at his radio station. So it's not only that, our artists are doing incredibly well. There are other aspects of our culture that has done well in promoting the music. The dancers have been instrumental in social media.
I mean, it has been so I remember when Zonto, my dear, that thing, I was like, what?
I went through the world.
It just went crazy.
I went through the world.
In the past,
yes,
I've heard you talk about some of these keys to success.
Yep.
You've mentioned quite a few things.
Yep.
So I want us to kind of talk through what these things are.
Please.
Give me just 1 second. Let me put a little turn here because I want to actually sit and listen to this.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take this out. So, okay. The reason this is really important for me as well, because when I listen to some of the things that you talk about, it is applicable to so many different professions.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that you talk about is a person has to know their craft.
Yes.
They have to know the art that they're into.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Know your work.
You have to first of all research the art. You have to research the art or whatever job or craft that you're about to step into. A lot of people have just come out of a whim. They got a talent for singing and they just think, yo, since I've got a voice, everybody tells me, that's about it. No.
I sing in the choir.
I sing in the choir, that's it. No. Now what we're seeing is those with natural ability are actually those that most of the time fail to make it through profession.
What?
There's so many incredible singers.
Come on.
There's so many incredible singers that are still in the choir, that have dreams of going solo and becoming individual artists that would never do it. Because one, some people naturally don't have the guts to take the leap and the risk. Two, they are not taking the time to study the discipline. You have to study what it takes to be a musician. How many hours will it take you spending rehearsing, being in the studio and recording? They're two different things. So there's a set of rehearsals that you have to do as an individual singer, that you must have dedicated time that you're doing to rehearse your singing ability, changing tones, what is going to be...
vocal practice.
Where exactly is your comfortable spot? What tone should you be singing in? That's a different level of hours and research. Then number two, recording. What we also find out is when artists record and listen to themselves back and have people come in and critique the music, they also tell you what sounds best. Maybe this tone is better for you. You'll probably be better on this beat. That's another level of hours of researching that you have to do. So some people are just going out there, recording music, putting it out, recording music, putting it out, not really sitting down, taking stock of what's worked for me, what beats are comfortable for me, what pace of the instrumentation. Some people like high BPM, some people are comfortable on the slow music. It's a lot of research. But when when Afrobeats became popular, remember a lot of the musicians in our industry were just picking it up as they were going. So what now happened is those that had the most staying power, the most resilience as human beings, they were able to continue to break through barriers and start learning and picking up things as they go. Whereas other people with less willpower, they tried and tried and tried, it wasn't working, they just dropped it, felt depressed, felt like it didn't work, and moved on. So for me, now that we are at a position where Afrobeats has become a natural resource, the music industry has now shown people that you can come from nothing and become somebody. When you have, one, the talent, or two, the passion to become an entertainer. It could be either, no, it could be either or.
Wow.
Yeah, some are God-given, others are trained.
There's hope.
Yes.
There's hope for a lot of people. You may be talentless,
of course,
but have a whole lot of passion.
But discipline. Most of the music teachers that I have encountered will tell you, give me someone without talent who's dedicated, and I'll present back to you a talented person later on.
You know, when you were talking, it just kept ringing in my head. 10,000 hours.
That's it. Who's ready to do it? They
say that you have to put in 10,000 hours, whatever craft you're doing, for you to even say that you're doing something.
Yes.
That's like your baseline to start out with.
So now that we are where we are, where we're seeing multimillionaires, billionaires in Naira come out of the music industry, it is no longer a career that you're just going to step into just because you're trying it out. Now you have to put in those hours of practice and research. What works for me? What's my best tone? What beats work for me? What sound do I want to use? Blah, blah, blah. And that takes a lot of work. And a lot of people, especially young musicians or aspiring musicians, are not taking the time to put in that work.
Okay. So one of the things that I would say is something that you've mentioned as well is about association.
Absolutely.
What and who you have around you, so that structure.
Yes.
So if a person is trying to pursue, whether they have the talent or they have the passion, you may have evangelists amongst you, you may not. You may have naysayers. So how do you go about trying to make sure you have the right ecosystem?
First of all,
to succeed,
you have to understand that people surrounding you when you're a talented person are crucial to your success in many ways. Could be spotting opportunities for you, could be designing the business around your work, could be just encouragement factor. Some people are just a sense, they're just a rock behind you. When you feel a little lost or you're not that confident, their role is to give you confidence and to get you back on the road. Now you have to look around you and try to place each person around you into those boxes. If they don't tick any of those boxes, you're on the wrong crew. Number one, they can't spot opportunities for you. Number two, they can't create and nurture businesses around you. Number three, they are not supporting factors that help you to be better in your art. Number four, are they challenging you to be a better musician or a better singer or a better dancer or whatever? If you don't have those around you, association is everything in this business. So if you look at the people at the top, look at the most successful entertainers right now in our culture. If you look into their circle, they are surrounded by these examples. I could pick Davido, for example. You see Asa, you see Bobo, those are the music managers. Those are the people managing his business. You look at the likes of, Black Tycoon is the creative director. You look at other people like Davido's cousin, Tunji, that's his rock. That's the solid base. Those are the people that make sure that this encouragement is going on. You look at Burna Boy, his managers, his mother. If you're looking for a rock, that's his mother. His sister is the creative director. You're looking for a rock, that's the sister. His uncle is the road manager. You're looking for a rock, that's the uncle. It has to be in there. You look for someone that might able to even challenge him a little bit. He's got the producers in the corner. His baby sister is a musician. She's also a singer. So if he really wants to bounce off a creative person behind the microphone as well, he has that in camp. If you look at Wizkid, it's the same thing. His partner, that's his music manager, that's the manager. She's also the rock behind him. If you look at the circle, Sunday Are, that's a legendary music manager out of Africa who's managed some of the greatest talents around. So those are examples. It doesn't have to be that big, but you have to have those elements around you. People that fit in those boxes. A lot of the young entertainers are missing the boat because they are surrounded by the wrong people. Psychopaths who will tell you, yes men, that everything you're doing is fantastic because they can get a free smoke, a free drink, and probably some free groupies. Boom. You're surrounded by people that claim to be music managers but are nothing but personal assistants. They have absolutely no experience in spotting business opportunities and having the right conversations with people, keeping relationships with the right areas in the industry. Are you engaging media well? Is this the person that talks to the DJs, that makes sure the music gets to the DJs? Is this the one that goes around to make sure that the PR is good? They're not surrounded by all of those. So when you are the talent, but you're surrounded by they call them square holes or round pegs and square holes, you are not going anywhere. And you can start to identify that from the beginning, from the people around you when you're doing the simple things. You're rehearsing, you're out there in the studio recording. Is the engineer advising you about your vocal texture, what works for you? So, you must pay attention to those things because ultimately, these are the things that will make sure that your motivation is intact. Even when success hasn't come, if you have the rock, you have someone spotting opportunities that's saying, yo, that's Shopsydoo, we need to go and speak to him, we need to send him a DM, we need to send him a WhatsApp, send our music to him. If you don't have those type of people, it's almost impossible. You're already fighting against the tide.
Wow. So, Shopsydoo has just basically, I mean, just listening to that, my mind went to a chessboard.
Yeah.
If you don't have the right team in place and every person that's on that board knows their role,
talent can only take you.
Checkmate.
Talent can only take you as far, give you opportunities to be spotted and to be recognized. But now, to get the business done, to move ahead, to make the right moves, you need the right players in place.
You need that team.
Yeah.
And the thing that's interesting about that team is, there's a saying that says, if you want to go far, you need to take people with you. So when you're singular, you're just looking at your talent, but you're not looking at the business Because it is a business.
Kanye West said a musician is a Fortune 500 company that needs a CEO, that needs a financial advisor, needs a marketing manager, that needs HR, that needs administrative officers. And if you look at it, that's exactly what it is.
So it's basically you're building a brand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And your talent is, the key to that. But everything else has to fall in place.
And those are all the things that you don't see.
Yeah.
Those are the things you don't see. Because you see the talent, the person and their talent. And you're like, wow, because I even see people, I'm like, they're such great talents. What happened to them?
Absolutely. That's what happens. Wrong people in the wrong positions. Some people might even display themselves as managers, they steal the artist's money. Display themselves as financial advisors, they crash the artist's company. Some people say they're managers, they ruin relationships. So
many of those stories.
That's it.
Yeah.
And once someone ruins your relationships, or even if the artist messes up relationships, but there's nobody in the camp that can mend those relationships.
Clean it up.
You're going, there's no way you're gonna go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you start out with, you have this talent, or you have this passion.
Yes.
You're gonna put the time in.
Yep.
You're gonna practice.
Yes.
You're going to start building that team.
Yes.
Get the right players in place.
Yep.
Creating your chessboard. Man must still chop now.
Yes.
What do you go do in the meantime?
You have to have a job.
Because I know people, I used to live in California, that have a dream to be an actor. They have a dream to be a star.
But they're still bartenders.
But they have to eat. So what do you do?
I've kept a 9-to-5 job for close to 2 decades to ensure that my bills are paid, my kids can eat, whilst I chase my passion. And that is an example that I preach to everybody else. No matter how talented and how passionate you are about the art or whatever it is you believe can take you to the next level, you still have to have something that pays your bills and keeps you normal.
That's very humbling. Some people feel like they have the talent and they're already stepping into that role.
Nah, you have to. Because what happens is, when you don't have an income to pay your normal bills, you become desperate. Desperate, talented people are on the highway to disaster. Because
can you say that again?
You become desperate. Desperate, talented people are on the highway to disaster.
Crash and burn.
Because you will take any opportunities, you will put yourself in very dangerous positions, you will, because of the desperation to be successful and to feed yourself, you're looking at any opportunity as an opportunity. Whereas that shouldn't be so. If your basic bills are met, you're paying your rent, you can at least pay your bills, put food on the table, make sure your kids don't go naked, then you would think of your moves a lot more rationally. And you would have time to build, to perfect your art. But when you don't have those things in place, even when the food is not ready, you want to serve it to people because you want to make money.
Speaking of food, let's not forget there is the chop part to this show. And this is just so good because in my mind, I'm just like, okay, every opportunity is not an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Nugget number 1.
Absolutely.
Nugget number 2. Don't be desperate.
You can't be desperate.
Desperation will lead you to disaster.
Absolutely. Because you will take anything. You will fall for anything. You will take any opportunity. You're ready to be picked apart. And a lot of young people find themselves in this position where they're so desperate to be successful, they forget that you gotta pay your bills. You have to pay your bills.
Oh, you gotta pay your bills and you gotta pay your dues. Oh my God. Okay, I have to give you food. I think this food is ready. Oh my gosh. I am just so amazed at just listening to you. I know I could sit here for hours with you, but you're a busy man. You don't have that much time.
You gotta
eat. But while we're eating, because you brought up something, you made this personal to yourself.
Yes.
And saying that even I do this.
Absolutely.
So you have a brand.
Yes.
You have 2 brands, yourself.
Yeah.
And you are an energy It's like I think of you every time I say it's like I think of Hercules. You know what I'm saying? So this brand you started,
Yes.
and you're building it out solely.
Yes.
This is your baby.
This is mine. This is basically mine.
When you're building a brand, there's so like you said, so much goes into it. So where you are now,
Yes.
because I know the sky's the limit for you.
Yes, ma'am. Amen.
In building this brand,
Yes.
what would you say is the one word of wisdom you could give to our listeners to say, when you're building your brand, keep this in mind?
Research.
Research.
Research. Top.
Can you expand on that?
So whatever it is that you're trying to build, most 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, there's someone that's tried to do it before. There's something in the industry or something out there that's been tried. Someone has tried it before. So you look at those who've been successful, those who failed, why either worked or not. So
Okay.
there's a lot of time that you'll be spending. This looks amazing, by the way. It smells incredible too.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it does.
Hey, praise the Lord.
Yeah. So research and be willing to start from the foundation. Don't think that your superstar status or your access to funding or all sorts of takes you beyond the doing the heavy lifting, which is starting from.
So there's no
ground up.
shortcut.
No short. You must
Do the research.
I'm delivering the drinks myself. I carry it. I deliver it to people.
Okay.
I'm doing.
I'm gonna pause right now. This is a moment for somebody out there.
Yeah.
He is actually putting boots on ground himself and doing this himself.
Yeah, priority.
You are amazing.
Priority.
You are amazing.
Choice. Thank you, sis.
Another thing that I found very interesting when I was researching you is you have a tagline, be yourself.
Yes.
And that struck me because, a lot of people go into business in the world putting on something else. But you say no, be yourself.
Yes.
Why that?
I grew up in a family where my father raised us all to be comfortable in our skin. My father.
Oh, wow.
Just, is a medical doctor. He's seen the world, traveled everywhere in the world. But he always, the individual abilities that we all had was what he celebrated. He said something to me once. He said peculiarity is a sign of greatness. So what's peculiar to you is what makes you special. There's no point in trying to be someone else when you're already blessed with peculiarity. And if you look at my story with the Afrobeats industry and stuff like that, looking for identity, it's trying to be myself and not trying to be anything else. So when it ultimately came to eventually my own brand, my own drink, if there's something else that I can share with the young people and people in the world, is to be yourself. That's actually what takes you further than trying to be something else. But a lot of people don't know that. What makes you is what people would actually buy into, not what you're trying to be. There's nothing, I haven't changed anything about myself. This is the same person I've been. I love my culture. I love my music. I love my people. I like to laugh. I can be entertained from anything from politics to reality, so, and everything in between. You have to be yourself. That's the key to success. Hence why you find what comes natural to you.
It all comes back around. You know what? I'm gonna need you to taste this food because we're gonna wrap things up. I know that you're busy.
I'm in it. I'm gonna
say a prayer. Lord, help me. Lord, help me.
Help us.
Yes, no, maybe.
Another dig. for good measure.
What? Is it okay? Maybe?
This is fantastic.
Really?
Made in the UK. This smells and tastes like this was made back home.
Hey, there's God, oh.
So
Hey!
the ingredients were on point.
We thank God.
Like tasting this now just takes me back home, basically.
Okay, I am excited. I'm happy. So, please, if you could tell listeners
Yes.
how they can access content from Relax, Chop, Enjoy, that would be awesome.
Listen, it's very simple. Make sure you follow on social media. It's Relax, Chop, Enjoy on all platforms. That's Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. It's easy. Follow the platform because not only are you going to be learning some nuggets, you're also going to find out about some amazing food. So whilst we eat and enjoy, God bless you.
And let's not forget, I am really, really grateful and honored to have you on this show. You're an amazing person. You've
Thank you
taken
so
us
much.
from the genesis of being unapologetically you. That's how it starts out with.
Absolutely.
Make sure you know what you're doing, you find your niche, you do the research, you put in the work, and remember to pay your bills. That's what he gave us.
Top priority.
Okay? And the evidence of that is Energy God. Branding is everything. He has his brand, Energy God. Please visit www.energygod.com or on Instagram at energygod_. Okay? And thanks again for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Until next time, remember to relax, chop,
Chop and
enjoy.